Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Ginger's Corner, special event Secret Santa's 12 Days of Christmas. And we'll be making embellishments for each day, or have been to. I think today's day four. So it is for calling birds. So we're supposed to have a music note in there. So I'm showing you my music notes that I plan on using. I'm only going to use one actually on the embellishment, but I'm going to go ahead and send in the others too. I thought I'd use both of these snowflakes, but I am only going to end up using one. And I'm going to use the ovals down there at the bottom. They're kind of skinnier. They're not quite as wide. And somebody gifted me those others, and I have used them and love them, but I was wanting them skinnier looking. I can't remember if I ended up using the 3/4 one or not. I think I started to change my mind and forgot to put it up, is what I think. I use this diamond press die, and it's the garland. So it makes little tiny holly leaves, and I'm going to punch out a berry to go with it. One berry, yeah. And I'm going to use this Alterations by Tim Holtz called Elegant Flourishes. And you can see on there, they're really pretty. I'm going to use the smallest one. I've used it before, but I've used other things. I've used this punch right here, and then that die there, it's a Tim Holtz, and I believe it's in Holiday Greenery. I think that's what it's called, or it might be the other greenery. And I've got a few inks that I plan on using. And I went ahead and cut everything out. I didn't punch the things out though. I'm inking this with the tea dye ink, not the oxide, but the regular one. And I just want to give him an edge on his body parts. I'm not going to do it on the black. A lot of times I use some white or gray on the black, but I'm not putting anything today on the black. I made him a neck and just used a scrap of paper. It don't have to be fancy. And look, it don't have to be straight either, because most of it don't get seen. I cut out two noses, one in a darker brown and one in red. But I'm going to use the red on mine. I think I'm going to show you all the brown one, and then I'll use the red one. And this will be the first time I used an oval on it. All the other times I made this little reindeer, I used the round one. That's what I had the 3/4 inch punch out for. I remember now. Um, since I'm not sure what she'll be putting this on, my partner, I am just gluing these two together, not putting them out too wide so they'll travel a wee bit better. But with one of those little spatula things, you could kind of scrape them off on the back, then clip them in half because they are glued together, and spread them out as far as you want. So it can be adjusted. And you can also have them go downward, like cascading hair or something, but antlers, and go them down. Have them go down instead. Um, oh, I'd done the tongue while I was talking. I used a 1/2 inch punch, and I cut a little past the inch so I could um, trim it up. And so I used my scissors and trimmed up the pointy corners. And I made the tongue bigger than I normally do because, I like to try something different with each one I make and not have them all exactly the same. This is the first time I used candy cane for my songbook, though. And sometimes I have even put the title on the book. I just now trimmed the top of it so it kind of wave. And I could have angled the bottom on each side um, so that it looked like it is going being 3-dimensional. But I didn't do it on this one. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't think of it. And I didn't think of it this time until I was watching the video. Um, I'm decorating the little music note here. Well, it's big compared to the others. And I cut a little bit off of that garland. And then I'm also going to put one berry on there. And the wider part of the music note, I am going to just kind of curl this around a little bit. And then I want to pull out one of those snowflakes, the smallest one, and kind of tuck it under. I will have to use my spatula a little bit because I glued it down pretty good, but I am going to tuck it under. Well, I'm not sure when. I'm highlighting right now, but I do it. I'm not sure when, but I do it. I guess we'll find out. I put one foam piece of double sided tape there, and that was to have the book come away from his neck a little bit. And then I put two little pieces down there at the bottom. I'm not taking the release paper off the back because there isn't nothing to go on the other side. It's just going to travel that way. Oh, here's when I thought of the snowflake. And like I said, I'm just going to tuck it behind there, just add another little something on the front of the book. And the hoofs, that's all I've got left to hold the book. And I'm using the same colors as I used on the head. And normally I would make the antlers like a dark brown or even a lighter brown, but I really like the black for them every now and then, so I generally use black on him. When I punched out the hooves, they are half inch, 1 inch too. Also, I went just a little over the half, so I'd have a place to put the black. And then I'm just taking like a little V out of each of them, and I wanted to have one to line up the other so that they'd be kind of close. You know, the V might be just a little bit different, but they'll be kind of close. And I'm going to add them to both sides. I think I don't put enough glue if I remember correctly and have to do one over. But yeah, sometimes I get, yeah, there's the one I decided I needed a little bit more glue. It didn't seem like it was going to stick as well as I would have liked. And while I was doing that, the other one fell off. So, yeah, I decided I should have used a little bit more glue on both of them. When when I saw music notes on the list, I was thinking, boy, I have music notes, but what am I going to do with it to go along with it? Oh, here I finally remembered the teeth. I cannot believe I forgot them and almost just sent it out this way. But yeah, I remembered, so his teeth are going on there. And yeah, it makes a lot of difference, don't they? To have them on there. It just looked kind of funny without them. And I kept thinking, he looks a little funny. But it wasn't registering on the teeth for a while there. But if you look on Pinterest, you can see all kinds of singing reindeer punch art. Some of them have leaves, and some of them have like the things I showed you, branches, and that one was a spray. And I even seen one once that had twine for the antlers. So just use your imagination and try something that you've got in your die or punch collection. But there he is, having a good old time singing to the top of his lungs. And it looks like he's singing like the word LA law. But yeah, it had a lot of fun making this. I hope she enjoys him. But be sure to check out the Facebook group for Ginger's Corner. And they have lots and lots of inspiration for embellishments and also have swaps. And you might want to get in on a swap. Get all kinds of stuff you don't have. And the playlist is down there for everybody else that are doing the 12 days of Christmas. But have a happy, scrappy week, and thank you so very, very much for taking your time to join me while I created today. Bye.